Private versus public life. Defining private. Private means properly, separate, unconnected with others, hence peculiar to one's self, belonging to or concerning an individual only, as a man's private opinion, business or concerns, private property, not publicly known, not open, as a private negotiation. Business in this instance is referring to affairs or concerns, and concern means to relate or belong to. The other definition is affecting or belonging to private individuals, as distinct from the public generally, not official, not clothed with office. Your private rights are your property. Right to privacy in the Bill of Rights. In the Arizona Constitution, Article 2, Section 8, it says, "No person shall be disturbed in his private affairs, or his home invaded, without authority of law." In the New Hampshire Constitution, Part the 1st, Section 2b, it says, "An individual's right to live free from governmental intrusion in private or personal information is natural, essential, and inherent." Inherent means exist within you, and these are applicable in all states. Right of privacy definition. Right of privacy means the right to be let alone, the right of a person to be free from unwarranted publicity. Term right of privacy is generic term encompassing various rights recognized to be inherent in concept of ordered liberty, and such right prevents governmental interference in intimate personal relationships or activities. Freedoms of individual to make fundamental choices involving himself, his family, and his relationship with others. Choices. Since you have the lawful right to make choices regarding activities and fundamental choices for yourself, family, and other relationships without governmental interference, that would also mean you have the same freedom from interference for those private choices from all employers, including government, medical providers, including hospitals, pharmacies, retailers, schools, and all corporations. Your health and medical care choices are always in the private. It belongs to you. This illustration shows the difference between the private and the public realm. We, the people, who have all political power, are in the private realm. Our rights are always in the private realm. Government, which means public servants elected to run the administration of our public affairs. This would include all federal, state, and county levels. Government is in the public realm, and administered and regulated by government are employers, hospitals, physicians, pharmacies, retailers, schools, and any corporation. They are in the public realm. They cannot infringe on our private rights. Individuals have the right to privacy for fundamental choices without interference. You also have the right to life, liberty, to bear arms, the freedom of speech, freedom to worship, etc. Those are some of your individual private rights. When you go to work, you are supporting yourself and or your family. That is your private affair. You never leave home without your private rights going with you. They go where you go. They cannot be left behind or voided. Public definition. As a noun, the whole body politic or the aggregate of the citizens of a state, nation, or municipality, the inhabitants of a state, county, or community. In one sense, everybody and accordingly the body of the people at large, the community at large, without reference to the geographical limits of any corporation like a city, town, or county. The people. As an adjective, it means pertaining to a state, nation, or whole community, proceeding from, relating to, or affecting the whole body of people or an entire community. Open to all, notorious, common to all or many, general, open to common use, belonging to the people at large, relating to or affecting the whole people of a state, nation, or community, not limited or restricted to any particular class of the community. Here's a definition comparison between private and public. Under private, private means unconnected with others, peculiar to one's self, belonging to or concerning an individual only, not publicly known, not open. In the public, that means affecting the whole body of people or an entire community. It's common to all or many, belonging to the people at large, relating to or affecting the whole people of a state, nation, or community. It's open to all, open to common use. Maxims of Law by Charles Wiseman. 86a. It would be idle and trite to say that no right is absolute. 86b. No man can forfeit another's right. 86e. A thing is private which is not common. 86k. No one is considered to act with guile or to be a wrongdoer who uses his own right. 86m. No right is held more sacred or is more carefully guarded by the common law than the right of every individual to the possession and control of his own person, free from all restraint or interference of others, unless by clear or unquestionable authority of law. A maxim is a principle of law. Rights are inherent and inalienable. No matter where you go in public, whether it is to work, to the grocery store, to an amusement park, to go shopping at a retail store, to the doctor's or dentist office, even if you are admitted to a hospital, your rights go with you. Your rights don't go away when you are admitted to a hospital or agree to work for someone, even if you work for the government. If you are a soldier, you still have all your private rights as one of we, the people. Participating in the public realm does not remove your private rights. Your private rights are in force and operating at all times. Inherent means exist within. Inalienable means cannot be transferred. Samuel Adams said, "It is the greatest absurdity to suppose it in the power of one or any number of men, at the entering into society, to renounce their essential natural rights or the means of preserving those rights, when the grand end of civil government, from the very nature of its institution, is for the support, protection, and defense of those very rights, the principal of which, as is before observed, are life, liberty, and property. If men, through fear, fraud, or mistake, should in terms renounce or give up any essential natural right, the eternal law of reason and the grand end of society would absolutely vacate such renunciation. The right to freedom being the gift of God Almighty, it is not in the power of man to alienate this gift and voluntarily become a slave." Private affairs versus public affairs. So here are examples of you being in the private and you being in the public. Under private affairs, that would include buying groceries or clothes for you or your family, taking yourself or your family for medical or dental care, going to work to support yourself and or family, taking your family on vacation. Examples of being in the public would be you work for a corporation, your duties while at work are in the public realm. You are a police officer and are patrolling a neighborhood. You are a firefighter and are getting someone out of a burning house. You work for a retailer and are helping customers that come in. You maintain your private rights while in the public realm. They never go away. Summation. You have rights that are inherent and inalienable. Your rights are also your private property. They are active and in force at all times without regards to who employs you. Only a crime you commit against another's inherent rights would put your rights in jeopardy. People operate by right, not by privilege. The government does not have the lawful right to interfere in your private choices for your health care, for yourself or your family, nor regarding any other matters pertaining to your private life, and neither does any other entity. Corporations are public and must adhere to the rights of private individuals. Your private rights are guaranteed by law. The government, nor any of its agencies, cannot disturb you in your private capacity unless they have a warrant or see you committing a crime. James Madison said, "Government is instituted to protect property of every sort, as well that which lies in the various rights of individuals, as that which the term particularly expresses. This being the end of government, that alone is a just government which impartially secures to every man whatever is his own."